Hey, you guys, this is Quentin601. I'm back at it again with another post. Today was a very interesting day. Okay. I was on public transportation today. Um, I was out and about doing a little shopping, take care of some business, this, that, and the other. And I got kicked off of the bus today for one, standing up, um, putting some people in their place, and two, because really I went fucking ham and cheese on the damn bus because it really did not make no fucking sense with the whole fucking situation. Let me go ahead and get on into it. Okay, it was this T girl that had gotten on the bus, despite that she was a hot ass mess. Literally, she had on some cowboy boots, some a tennis skirt, like a tennis. It was the best way I could describe it was it was a skirt that had some little ruffles, and she had on I think she had on a t-shirt or something like that, and she had a little makeup did and everything. She was bald headed, like all this around here, around this right here was like she was losing her hair, but she had a little ponytail. But all in all, the bitch was confident in herself, and she was out in public. She was not ashamed of who she was. So that's first and foremost. That was the important. She was not ashamed of being who she is. Okay, I've seen her on my bus line before, and I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw her, she shocked the fuck out of me. But I wasn't like these four people I read for their fucking life. I wouldn't like them, like oh, like cutting, like keep looking and snickering and this shit like that, cause that's not me. And what I look like being in the community and talking about somebody that's in my community. You see what I'm saying? What I look like, that's a hypocrite on my on up on me. So okay, I'm sitting on. I done got on the bus. I done got on like two bus stops before she did, and it was this black lady that was probably like in her 50s. This white guy that was probably like in his mid 40s, excuse me. It was kind of like the biker type, but he was skinny. He wasn't obese. He was skinny. This black guy that was a young black guy. He was kind of like thuggish or whatever. And then this Latino chick. Okay, when the T girl got on the bus, they all just like you just heard it like it's like they sucked the air up out of the bus and like, oh my God, look at her and blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, if she shocked you or whatever the case may be, or if you see something like that, okay, and it catch you off guard or whatever, or you're not used to seeing somebody like that or whatever the case may be, it's one thing to be like, oh my God, or like you see them and you're shocked, but don't sit there and stare at the person and talk about the person and stuff like that and try to make the person feel uncomfortable, but yet you don't have the balls to even say something to them directly yourself. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all four of these people, and I'm sitting there like, I'm part of her community. I may not be trans, but I'm part of her community. You know what I'm saying? And so I just went. I first thing I said outside, wow, unbelievable, wow, like that. And then the Latina girl. She was like, she was like, are you saying wow because of her or whatever? I was like, no, I'm saying wow because of you all, because of you all's reactions. I was like, you know what? I was like, I said it nicely at first. I was like, you know what? It's all about being comfortable within yourself like that. And I just left, and I just that's all I said at the time. And then the white man, the biker guy, he was gonna talk about, well, here's my thing. He was like, if you're gonna come out of the closet, you need to make sure that your closet is clean. And I'm like, what the fuck that's supposed to mean? Make sure your closet is clean. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? Then I said to him again, like I said before, it all comes back to you being comfortable within yourself. And then the black guy, he tried to crack a joke. He was gonna talk about, well, let me go get. He was like, well, let me go get my girlfriend, man. Let me go get my girlfriend, like that. Trying to make the white man, the Latina girl, and the black woman laugh. So that's when I went fucking ham and cheese. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna break it down to y'all like this. I'm like, any man, I was like, It's like y'all trying to bully somebody and make somebody feel uncomfortable within their skin. If they were uncomfortable, they wouldn't have come out of the house. I'm like, obviously, with y'all, with all these remarks and comments and stuff, y'all are the ones that are uncomfortable. And I went down the line, clocking every last one because at this point, it made me mad that they sit there and try to go on and on and on about this person, and the person really was not paying them no fucking mind. She probably heard them, but she was like, I'm sure she has built up a wall from stupid ass people and stuff like that. And so I just laid into him. I was like, I told a black guy, I was like, you know what? I was like, you talking about let me go grab my girlfriend and this, that, and the other. I was like, all in all, you probably ain't lying. You probably you probably is trying to go get you a girlfriend. You probably do got a T girl. I'm like, you probably is on the DL while you sitting here trying to crack jokes and this, that, and the other. I guarantee you, if somebody came through, if there was a T girl and they look good enough and you did not know and you got your dick sucked, you would have got your dick sucked by them or try to fuck them on one of the two. So you probably on the DL yourself, but you sitting here talking about let me go get my girlfriend, doing all this in the damn bus, rocking back and forth and shit out on the damn bus, getting crunk and shit, talking about let me go get my girlfriend. You putting all this damn extra shit out your ass. That just showed me right there that you uncomfortable with yourself. If you was comfortable with yourself, you wouldn't be doing all that. And and I was like, this also goes to you too. And I was and this is why I turned over to the biker guy. I was like, if you two are turned off about this person, I'm like, you ought to be thanking gay men or lesbians or anybody in the rainbow community. You ought to be thanking us, especially the men, even if she is trans or whatever, you ought to be thanking us because the coochie, the pussy that we ain't chasing is pussy, extra pussy for you to be tasting. That's real talk. It's mo out there for you. Okay, you should be thanking us, but you out here pulling stunts and shows and rolling your eyes like, mother. Obviously, if you doing all that, you want it or have some interest in getting it. Okay, you doing all that extra shit, and then the Latina girl, she said something. I don't know what the fuck she said, but at that point, it my mind was on blank, and I was just reading them. I was like, and you being a Latina in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona, being that Jan Brewer is the governor of the state now. I was like, you of all people should not be trying to have some type of discrimination and or judging people at all because you are one document signing away from your ass being back across the border. Real talk. Cause Jan Brewer, that crazy bitch, is trying to check everybody papers that is of a brown skin tone that came from the south of the fucking border. Real talk. So you ought to be trying to watch your ass while you trying to judge everybody else. And then I laid into the black lady who's only thing I read from her is Christian, religious, and this, that, and the other. I was like, you know what, man? I was like, no disrespect for you. What's no disrespect for you? But I was like, you know what? All of this y'all doing is really extra. I'm like, you of all people should know. I'm like, you of all people should know. You look like you have stumped and marched down south through Birmingham, through Memphis, through Atlanta, and anywhere else in the South. You look like you stumped and marched with Miss Coretta Scott King. You look like you stumped and marched so y'all can have equality rights so you can take a shit in the white man's toilet out in public. So you can get a sip of water. So you can sit in the motherfucking front or the middle of the bus opposed to the fucking back. You look like you stumped in that shit. And you sitting here and trying to judge somebody from how they are when years ago you couldn't even have a white friend. You couldn't even have a white friend. You couldn't even sit at their dinner table, mind you. Okay, I don't care if you is in Arizona, because racial tensions is just as high over here as it is in the South. So you you shouldn't even feel that type of way. And furthermore, with you being, and I'm like, furthermore, with you being this so-called holier than now Christian person, how can you sit here and criticize and judge and this, that, and the fourth of a person's appearance when I'm pretty sure that in your belief being a Christian, that you believe that we are made in God's image. So how can you sit here and judge and blasphemize God's work? How can you do that? That is blasphemy all around. So that's a hypocrite on you. And they all just sitting there like sitting there looking crazy at each other and this, that, and the other. And I hate when people try to make when I hate when people see somebody, okay, it's one thing we all judge. Don't get me wrong. We all judge people by their appearance. There's nobody that has immunity from judging anybody. Nobody. But you have to be, like I said, in tune with yourself and comfortable with yourself, as well as have a brain, a common sense to, okay, I can be like, I can see somebody on the bus and be like, like, for instance, this same T girl. When I first saw her, I was like, damn, she is a hot mess. But I paid it. I paid it because at the end of the day, that bitch, she's confident. She's confident enough to walk out of the house the way she is. She's handling her business and she's surviving. At the end of the day, only thing that matters is she's surviving. And that's the only thing that matters. I hate when people try to get wrapped up in what somebody is and who they are and how they dress and this, that, and the other, which all in all, at the end of the fucking day, it has nothing to do with your fucking well being. And I'm just being real honest with this shit right now. It has nothing to do with your well being. If anything, these dumb four fucks should have got some, should be at least try to educate themselves on the GLBT community or people that are transsexuals in particular. If you do not understand the things that they go through with as far as some having an identity crisis, hormones all out of whack, and this, that, and the other, and and all the issues that they go through. You should try to educate yourself, or at least not even bother to even comment the way that they did. And it wasn't that they were commenting on her bad, like kicking her back in, calling her names and stuff like that. It was a point that they just kept going back and forth, and they went on and on and on about it for like 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, me as a gay male, I'm like, I do have feminine ways at times, but most time I carry myself like a normal male. Like I'm not gonna say that I'm this ultra butch masculine male, but I carry myself like a normal male. And that's what threw them the fuck off. That I'm sitting right in the middle of them, and they did not even fucking know it until I said, "Y'all talking about her and me too." You know what I'm saying? You talking about her, and you talking about me, cause that's my community. That's my family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit there and let you kick my family back in, and go in on them. And that's this and the other one. I have the ability to stand up and and check y'all asses. No, I'm not gonna stand for it. I show the fuck ain't, and I don't give a fuck who like it. And let me go ahead and since we already 12 minutes in the damn video, fuck it. I'll just put it in the message and in the description about the disclaimer or whatever. But if I'm sorry, I hate people that use their religion as a tool for hate and ignorance. I hate people that are just ignorant altogether. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I really hate when you got these males out here that is so insecure within them fucking selves that they got to call somebody a faggot under their breath, or they got to make remarks about somebody's sexuality or whatever the case may be, and this, that, and the other. It's like, why do you go through all of that to try to prove to the next person that you don't like that? You know what I'm saying? Or you're interested in something else. Because that cup of tea, if it's not, this is my thing. This is my theory. Okay, we all have foods that we do not like. But, and just say for instance, I don't like onions and or tomatoes. I'm not gonna force myself to fucking eat an onion or tomato for somebody, you know what I'm saying? So if it's something that I don't like, then I'm not gonna fucking even entertain it at all, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing they had to do when this T girl got on the damn bus, is if they would have saw her, they could have been like, ooh, like that, and then just paid it, left it alone, left that entree on the motherfucking menu, and you should have just left that entree right there on the fucking plate. Didn't even touch to try to taste it or anything because you already knew that it wasn't your flavor. So you still tried to taste it and try to nibble off of it to see if you liked it. But still at the same time you talking about you didn't like it, but in reality you bitches probably do like it. You know what I'm saying? They fucking killed me on that bus, but I end up getting kicked off the fucking bus like two bus stops before my stop because I went ham and cheese on them. Really, ham and fucking Swiss cheese on motherfucking wheat bread on their ass. I sure the fuck did. I gave them something healthy, food for fucking thought on that ass. That's what the fuck I did. Stupid ass people. I hate ignorant people. I yes I do. Dumb ass people. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good weekend. Enjoy your Halloween. Be safe out there and take care of yourself. Bye.